Dan likes to read and watch DVDs. He would like to buy as many of each as possible. However, he only has so much income. Most consumers deal with this budget issue and have to determine the possible combinations of goods they can buy to stay within their budget. Say Dan only spends his income on books and DVDs. If he decides to buy more books, then he is giving up the opportunity to buy more DVDs. This is called an opportunity cost. In order to consume more of one good, you must give up some of the other good. This idea can be clearly shown when we create Dan's budget constraint, which shows all the possible combinations of books and DVDs he can buy on his budget. Say Dan has a budget of $100. The price of a DVD is $20, and the price of a book is $5. The graph shows the budget line, or budget constraint, for Dan. The line gives all the possible combinations of DVDs and books he can buy with his $100. For example, if Dan spends his entire budget on DVDs and buys no books, he can afford 5 DVDs. This is because his budget, $100, divided by the price of a DVD, $20, is 5. As a result, Dan's budget constraint has a point on the DVD's axis at 5. As another example, if Dan spends his entire budget on books and buys no DVDs, he can afford 20 books. This is because his budget, $100, divided by the price of a book, $5, is 20. As a result, Dan's budget constraint has a point on the books axis at 20. As you move along the budget constraint, you can see that as Dan gains one more unit of one good, he has to give up some of the other good. Say Dan begins by consuming 8 books and 3 DVDs. If Dan wanted to consume one more DVD, moving up and to the left along the budget constraint line, he would have to give up 4 books. The opportunity cost of one DVD is 4 books. Similarly, if Dan wanted to consume 4 more books, moving down and to the right along his budget constraint line, he would have to give up 1 DVD. All of the points outside of the budget line are unattainable combinations for Dan, given his budget. All of the points inside the budget line are attainable combinations, but they will not maximize his satisfaction. For example, Dan can choose to buy 4 books and 2 DVDs, since this point is inside his budget constraint. However, from that point, Dan could buy 2 more DVDs without giving up any books. Or, he could buy 8 more books without giving up any DVDs. Since Dan gets satisfaction from consuming books and DVDs, and since he could consume more of one without giving up anything, Dan is not maximizing his satisfaction at this point. Dan will want to choose a point on the line to maximize his satisfaction. This point will be determined when we get into utility.